Traditional Islam is deadly in its opposition to freedom of conscience. There's no question of that. But you can see in our modern world, this is changing. The modern situation, I'll use the technical jargon, people talk about demonopolization, deterritorialization, deconfessionalization. In other words, used to say in the past, Ireland, Catholic, Iran, Muslim. In other words, certain countries had certain beliefs and everyone in those countries went along with it. That's what's breaking up with this explosion of diversity. So what you see is more and more Muslims in the modern world are now in Muslim minority situations. And the huge majority of them adapt well to notions like freedom of conscience. In other words, we see the violence and the terrorism. That's the tiny minority. And they are people who think we've nothing left to lose. Take, say, the impact of the modern world on Aboriginal people, say the Eskimos, the Inuits, or the Amazon forest rain people, or the Australian Aborigines. Modernity is so shattering, they've lost everything, they commit suicide in unprecedented numbers. And that's what you see in the suicide bombers. In other words, you have a desperado Islam, nothing left to lose, and so they want to take everyone with them. But that's not the majority of Muslims. So I would say, watch modernity. You know, in the social sciences, it was said that the day that Raisa Gorbachev, Gorbachev's wife, was seen carrying an American Express card, the Soviet Union was finished. Modernity is like a solvent opening up closed societies. Now, the same is true of closed religions. China, it's only a matter of time before China opens up, whether it's technology or capitalism opening up. There was a while 10 years ago when the most popular television program in Iran, the Iran of the Ayatollahs, was Baywatch. In other words, Iran is kind of like a house eaten by white ants. It looks Islamic. Behind it, you can see modernity creating the bubbles of coming freedom, and it's only a matter of time before Iran goes that way too. So I have no fear of Iran. Plus, you add one more factor. The decline in fertility and population growth in Muslim countries is the fastest in all world history. And when that happens, they don't have the economy to go through it. Their GDP is something like 10% of Europeans. So Europeans are facing the same challenge, declining population, but they have a much greater economy to take through it without social unrest. That will not be true in the Middle East. So for various reasons, I am not an alarmist about Islam. We've got to be thoroughly realistic. The president's speech in Cairo was utopian. We've got to be realistic, but we needn't be fearful.